Okay, I'm just going to show you a bit of basic enamelling. So far I've just got a little diamond of copper which has been cut ready. It's got guillotined edges which are quite sharp, so the first job is to just take those off very quickly with a file. So it's quite a fine file. I'm not putting it in a vise because I don't want to put the vise marks, greasy finger marks all over it, and one thing enamel doesn't like is grease. So I've got a little bit of wire wool here, and I'm just going to put it on the bench and I'm going to wire wool it just so that I've got a nice clean, bright, shiny surface. And you don't want to put finger marks on it from this stage, so just hold it down with anything so that you've got a nice surface. Little bits of wire break off, and you don't want those bits of wire wool in the enamel. So once we've got there, we just need to keep it clean and nice. So I'm taking it over, I'm going to put it on a clean sheet of paper. So the enamel comes in a powdered form. I'll just put a little bit into a sieve. Now the best way to do it is to put the sieve flat on the paper, tip a little bit in like that, and then move that across and just gently tap so that you're getting a nice sort of snowfall of enamel powder onto the copper. You're looking to cover it evenly without building up a great thick layer. So it should look like that. It shouldn't be buried, but it should just have that nice thin even layer. From there I want to transfer it onto a firing mesh, so I'm going to move that over there. And there's some little tweezers which are useful just to help pick this up. You want to slide a palette knife in underneath it, hopefully not transferring any of the enamel over, and just gently slide it across onto the mesh. We then need the tongs which slide in under the mesh, and that is ready to go into the enamelling kiln for its first firing. So the enamelling kiln is set at this moment at 778 degrees C, and we're going to fire it for 2 minutes. So this is obviously very hot, so you can't put anything in it. And I'm just going to lift that one out, and we'll see how that one's this one from earlier, and we'll see how that cools down. And we want to get it in there fairly quickly and not let too much heat out, and hit the start on the timer, and it should time down from 2 minutes. So you can see that that one that's just come out, it's cooling down nicely. Obviously they're very hot to touch and you can burn yourself, so you've just got to be careful of what you're doing with hot things, and especially when you're working with a group where other people are. It's ever so easy to take that and turn around to talk to someone, land it straight down on the top there, and you should be safe. So we'll have a look how that comes out in about a couple of minutes time, and hopefully it should look smooth and easy. The enamel is quite expensive, so there's various things to watch out for. We save every little bit of it. Once you've got a sheet like that, and this is why it's important, it's a clean sheet. If you get dirt involved in this, if you get bits of wire wool, bits of copper, bits of anything, it gets wasted. So you can just pick up the whole sheet and then make sure you get the right colour of enamel, otherwise it will be a big waste. And that should just tip that back into there. As you tip that back in, the bits that remain last are the finest, and it is basically glass powder, so the powder is slightly hazardous. It's like a very, very fine dust. You do not want to breathe lots of it in, so don't be clumsy with it, but providing you pour it in gently and don't make a big cloud of dust, should be absolutely fine. So once you've saved that back in there, put the lid back on, and then it's ready for someone else to use. Okay, we should be able to see how that looks now. Beeper's beeping away, and if we just lift that out and let it cool down there, you'll see it comes out a slightly different colour, and as it cools we should see the proper blue show up. Let's turn that off because it's annoying me. We'll let that cool a little bit, and then we can quench it in the water. And the easiest thing to do is to pick up the mesh with a pair of pliers. We don't want to tip the whole mesh in the water, and hopefully it won't be stuck and it will just tip off like that. The advantage of doing that, it's a bit of a messy job putting out, leave it a couple of seconds to cool down, and as it tips into the water you'll see that most of the flux that has formed on the back, most of the scale that's formed there has come off, and we might need to take off a little bit of that, but that won't take very long. So we should end up with a slightly wet thing but with a nice blue surface there and a fairly clean copper back, which is then ready with a little bit of preparation to put some